Dennis Doucette, and tonight we'll be commentating the girls' varsity soccer game. Hi, this is Brian Underwood, and I'm here with Dennis Doucette, and tonight we'll be commentating the girls' varsity soccer game against Winchester, and both teams are ready to warm up, and the game should be starting real soon.
Well, with the win tonight, Wakefield can clinch a berth in the state tournament for the state of Massachusetts. Last year they got awfully far, but this year they're hoping to go all the way. So as they seem to be conducting various satanic rituals on the Winchester side, it's a matter of time before they start the game, so let's get ready and turn it over to the field.
And the Winchester team is taking the field, and I don't think the Wakefield team knows where they're going just yet, but they should find their way soon. And Wakefield did win the toss, so they got to pick which side they would start off. And we're getting ready to start.
Now, they may be winning the toss here, and I don't know exactly what that's good for in soccer, because I don't know about trusting the wind factor or electing to receive or any of that good stuff, because this is European football and not American football.
And the game has begun. And that's Andrea Encarnacio, number 46, with a great kick downfield. There is no score just yet.
The ball appears to be in the Winchester end, and the goalie appears to be ready to kick it.
Thanks, Dennis. And that was one of the Wakefield varsity players, if you caught her there. And that was just a free kick for Winchester.
Want me to take over play-by-play? Want me to take over kick-by-kick?
And we're getting ready. And Winchester's moving it down the field towards the Wakefield goal. Almost in there. That was number 23 of Wakefield. Kicked it down the field. That's Julie Edwards.
Julie Edwards, what you would call a two-sport star here at Wakefield High School. She's also an accomplished basketball player.
Beautiful kick there by the Winchester goalie. Free kick taken by Winchester's number 16, Jenna DeSimone. And Wakefield's number 44, just kicked it out, so Winchester will get a free. Wakefield will get a free throw in. Nice kick by Wakefield's goal.
Tara Mosher looking a lot like Jason Farrell of the football team on that punt.
Out on Wakefield, Winchester gets the free throw. Number 8 of Wakefield taking a free kick. That's Daniel Makaba. She's a captain of the team.
Ball being kicked into the Winchester end. There's a scramble for it. Looks like Wakefield could pull something out of this, but Winchester has recovered. Ball now moving up past midfield as Wakefield tries to struggle for it. Race for the ball. Little stop motion. It's a 2-on-1.
But that's number 24 of Winchester. She's taking it upfield.
Ball seems to be wedged in the near corner of the Wakefield end.
That resulted in a throw-in for Wakefield.
Here comes the ball. It is over the midfield line. Winchester recovers. Coming downfield back into the Wakefield end. If the ball rolls to Mosher and she kicks it out.
Winchester's defense having a little trouble there, but they did manage to kick it out. But there will be a free kick for Wakefield. Taken once again by number 8, Daniel Makaba.
Kicking a virtual field goal there as the ball moves into the Winchester end. Things looking pretty good for Wakefield.
That's Dennis Doucette, our color commentator.
Hope you enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. For now, the back and forth scramble continues.
And Wakefield's number 7 is down. Now Winchester's player is down, but they both managed to get up without injury.
There's more tackling in this than in a game of football, so now the ball is in the near corner of the Winchester end.
But it's not football, so I'm surprised that a penalty wasn't called. But there will be a goal kick taken by Winchester.
There are ways in soccer to knock people down without being carded for it, as the ball goes deep into the Wakefield end. The ball goes near Mosher and appears to be rolling out past the line. No, Wakefield recovers.
It deflected off Mosher, and it is now still on Wakefield's half of the field. See if they can get it out there. Beautiful play by Wakefield's number 7. That's Cara Dwyer. She's also a captain of the team. And number 16 of Winchester with a nice kick downfield there. That's Jen DeSimone once again.
Ball deflected off number 21 and went deep into the Winchester end. Number 21 for Wakefield is, well, it appears to be Carolyn Jerrier.
Little pause there as Dennis looks over the roster. Well, it seems to be out on Winchester, so Wakefield will get the throw-in. And it's down towards the Winchester goal, but beautifully saved by Winchester's goalie. See if Winchester can turn the tides a little and get it down to Wakefield's side of the field.
Well, this appears to be Wakefield marking territory by crossing midfield and not letting Winchester back, as the ball hasn't been on Wakefield's end in quite some time. Again, this is a win here would put the Warriorettes into the state tournament, something they were in last year and have a lot to prove this year. And considering many of the girls on this team are juniors, a very talented team, a very talented young team, they could be looking to go a long way in the years to come.
And continuing to move on down towards the Winchester goal.
Diving save by the Winchester goalie. And a punt that would put her in the NFL, but Wakefield keeps it in the Winchester end.
And there was a free kick by Wakefield, right off the head of one of Winchester's players. And moving it down again towards the Winchester goal. Well, the Winchester goalie is getting a good workout tonight.
That's enough to build leg strength on anybody as Winchester finally gets it into the Wakefield end after what seems to be a game on a half-size field, but Wakefield has put it right back on the other side. What a territorial battle being won by the Wakefield Warriorettes.
And a throw-in will be played by Wakefield's player. But it seems just as fast as she threw it out, it went back out. So there will be another throw-in. And it's out again.
As Winchester tries to put it back in the Wakefield end and succeeds. As they're making a big drive, but it is stopped and thwarted as Wakefield gets it right back down the other end of the field. Winchester having quite a defensive workout, kicked out by the goalie, and going still in the Winchester end. Wakefield just driving some more.
Number 2 of Winchester, Kim Bolin, just making great effort out there. And number 21 of Wakefield just made a beautiful play there. Seems like all the key plays being made for Wakefield are being made by their captains, a quartet containing Alexis Bailey, Cara Dwyer, Carolyn Guerrier, and Daniel Macabre, who are led by the head coach, Maureen Sarecchia.
Now Winchester trying to get the Warriorettes to play some defense as the Wakefield offensive barrage just seems to continue almost endlessly.
Number 6 of Winchester playing a great game. That's Julie Russo. And Wakefield's goalie getting it out of Wakefield's end and back into Winchester's half.
Boy, that kick had a lot of hang time on that one. Again, showing my football inclination, it looked like a punt. Here's a breakaway for Winchester, and it is stopped by number 21.
That's Carolyn Guerrier, one of Wakefield's captains.
As Wakefield has done just about everything but score on the Winchester goalie, as it's back once again in the Winchester end. Wakefield just controlling the territory, playing some brilliant soccer, again doing everything except score.
It's down again on the Winchester end of the field. See if they can do some scoring here. Beautiful kick there by Wakefield's player, but unfortunately, the ball seems to be staying away from the Winchester goal.
Again, the game seems to be being played on a half-size field. Wakefield with a scoring chance in the Winchester end, but it's taken out to the near corner.
That's number 3, Alexis Bailey. She's also a captain.
As there goes an air horn as Wakefield and Winchester each make substitutions. Numbers 30 and 5 coming in for Wakefield.
And number 29 is changing positions with number 12 of Winchester.
30 and 5 are, for the record, for Wakefield. They appear to be Jessica Gaudette and Michelle Macaba. Both juniors and both ready to
girl down there. There's been some kind of call by the ref. I don't know what it is. But it will result in a free kick for Winchester nonetheless.
Wakefield was playing just basically what they call in hockey a full attack. As if you've ever seen in hockey when they line up in the attack zone, that's about what Wakefield was doing. As Winchester was nearly powerless to stop them. But now the similar battle is going down in the Wakefield on the far corner as the kicking continues, and since we can't see the line from here, we don't know whether it's in or out, so I guess when one of the parents over there stops it, that means it's out.
Number 22 of Winchester made a key play in getting it down to the Wakefield end. That's Chrissy Nowell, but they can't seem to keep it in the Wakefield end.
That's right, the Warriorettes get pinned in and they get mad. Kicking it right back into Winchester's end for an offensive barrage, if ever there was one.
But Winchester succeeding in getting it into the Wakefield end, but Wakefield's going to put out their ambuscade.
Wakefield's defense turning on the afterburners, showing superior speed, just kind of pulling in front of Winchester, making the slide tackle, and again getting the ball back into the Winchester end.
That's really one of the Warriorettes' greatest assets is their speed. That's what's keeping that ball down in the Winchester half of the field.
We just saw number 23, Julie Edwards, play a little bit too rough, which yielded in a free kick. Now she's kicking it out, trying to keep it in the Winchester end unsuccessfully. As now Winchester is playing some offense as Lauren Anderson goes down, number 14, as the ball goes towards Mosier. It's being kicked on the near corner. Right here, our view is obstructed, so it's a matter of time before we see what's going on.
And the air horn is blown for a substitution. 25 and 8 for Winchester and 5 for Wakefield.
5 is Michelle Mocabo, which makes me wonder, when did she come out of the ball game? It's kind of a strange twist of trying to figure out who all the kids are.
And that's number 7 doing her best to get it down. And once again, nope, it's back in the Wakefield side.
Back and forth. Once again, some real yo-yo soccer being played here in the good old USA. Showing the tremendous advances that soccer has made in popularity in this country over the last few years. But a country doesn't matter when there's town and school pride on the line for both sides. As Lauren Anderson kicks it out and ready over the midfield line.
Both teams are playing an exceptional game, but soccer's no good if you don't score. So we're going to have to see if some scoring gets done this first half.
Seems to be a nice crowd gathered on the far side of the field. It's basically like everybody's coming out to see the game.
And Wakefield and Winchester trying to keep it in. But it's back down in the Wakefield end. And it's out. Wakefield gets the throw in.
Although, as it seems to be in this game, the ball was never in the Wakefield end for very long. As now they're, again, driving on offense, but Winchester has the ball, has control of it, kicks it over the midfield line. There's a struggle on the other end. Winchester player goes down. Wakefield player goes down.
Leslie Mosier putting up a pretty good fight with one of the Winchester players. And that's her again. She really can't stay on her feet this game.
I believe there goes the air horn. But what can we complain about? This is a just truly entertaining soccer game, as entertaining as it can be without a goal.
And we've got a long line of people in front of us, so we really can't see what's going on. Hint, hint. But we're getting ready to start the game up again, and we have. And it's out. So Wakefield will get the free throw.
There's a scramble as the ball comes back into the Wakefield end. Again, back and forth like a yo-yo. As you've seen, both Mosier twins, Leslie and Tara, have really, really contributed in this game. They're really the rising stars of Wakefield girls soccer. Both of them are juniors, and Tara being the goalie and Leslie just being in there kicking it. I don't know exactly what.
The offense.
Yes, the offensive player. Yes, that's a good term, Brian. Good term. Showing how much we know about soccer here.
And it is out once again. The ball just can't seem to stay on the field here. And Wakefield gets a free throw.
Was being scrambled for around midfield, goes into the Winchester end, and is stopped by one of the parents on the other side, so it must have gone out.
With the long line of parents on that side of the field, the ball really can't get that far. There's a great crowd coming out to support Wakefield and Winchester. And nice kick there. Almost out of the solar system, but
hung like a hot air balloon as the ball seems to be taking to the air. As it's a good thing we have all those parents on the other side, because there is a lot of Walton Field behind the soccer boundaries. That one could roll clean to the Atwell School and many miles beyond if there was nobody there to stop it.
And sometimes kicking it really high isn't something great you like to do. Kicking it low and fast down the field is better, which one of Wakefield's players just did. That's number 14 of Wakefield, Lauren Anderson. Thank you for the name there, Dennis.
I think by this point in time we figured out who most of the people are. Well, some of the people are. But now the ball's in the Winchester end. We have an obstructed view, as basically every girl in Wakefield who even remotely is connected to soccer is obstructing our view.
Yes, and it looks like there may be a corner kick, but as Dennis said, we really can't see that wonderful. No, it was a throw-in. But there is grave danger of a corner kick occurring.
Again, we'll see exactly what happens when it happens as soon as it gets out of that near corner. You can see it on your screen. We can't see it from this table. The ball has come in. It's in the Winchester end, about halfway in. They're about maybe 15, 20 yards from the goal as they try to drive forward, and it is kicked out towards midfield. Almost kept in the Winchester ends, but Leslie Mosier just kind of overstepped it. As now Winchester goes on the offensive. It is kicked out by Danielle Macaba, stopped by the chest of a Winchester player, and it's right back into the Winchester end. They are driving. Number 3 right there. 3 is Alexis Bailey, the quadra captain of this team. There are 4 of them, and I'll turn it over to Brian to break the monotony and tell you who these people are.
Thank you, Dennis. And as we're getting ready for a goal kick to occur, there is a substitution in process, and we're getting ready for Winchester to take a goal kick. And 24 of Winchester has it. And 24 of Winchester is Allison Lindmark. And it is still on the Winchester end of the field.
There is madness in the Winchester end as Wakefield playing an enthusiastic game, getting a throw-in on the near side, I think, as the play is stopped. As Andrea Encarnacio gets ready to throw it in. It is on the near side. Coming out towards midfield, Winchester controlling it. It goes out. One of our TV crew stopped it, I believe.
And that was 22 of Winchester who kicked it out. Chrissy Nowell.
As let's get back to the game, as there is excitement as the ball is flying every which way. Nobody can keep track of it, but it's right back in the Winchester end, stopped by the Winchester defense. Let's get back to the game as the ball is on the near side of the Wakefield end. There is a whistle and cheers from the Wakefield side. Loud cheering.
Exactly. But it is down on the Wakefield end of the field. But once again, it goes back into the Winchester field.
It's only monotony if Winchester is doing it. For now, it's just time for the Wakefield Warriorette faithful to sit back, relax, and hope for a goal.
True, but it's 0-0, Dennis.
Leslie Mosier kicks it up over into the far side of the Winchester end, coming back and stopped by a parent. It is out. As Wakefield prepares to throw it in, as there's a girl in a whole mess of people over high school age anyway, as there's a scramble for the ball, and it's still in the Winchester end, but Winchester is controlling it as it goes deep into the Wakefield end. There's a scramble for the ball as Mosier kicks it, and it is out.
I think we should take the shin pads off the players and give them to the parents. These parents have been getting battered with balls since the beginning of the game, and it's been a throw-in by a Winchester player, and it's on the Wakefield side of the field. So let's see if Winchester can keep it there. Let's. It's Dennis Doucette, our color commentator.
Again, this is a thrill and a half as Wakefield is just kicking the ball all over eastern Massachusetts, not necessarily keeping it on the soccer field.
Well, exactly, Dennis. It's been kicked out more than it's been kept in the field. But it will result in another throw-in for Wakefield.
If it's a throw-in for Wakefield, why did it go toward the Wakefield end? I think Winchester is the one who threw it, but our view is obstructed, but it's still in the Winchester end, around the middle of the field, coming toward the near side, and it is kicked, and it is out. As the motion towards the Wakefield end sees that it is Winchester throwing it in over the midfield line, a battle for the ball, headed in by Andrea Encarnacio, kicking down towards Winchester, off the head, as that was a skull crusher of a headbutt, which will be thrown in by Wakefield. Wakefield in the Winchester end towards the near side, kicking it out of the near corner towards the Winchester goal, kicked back towards the near corner. It is coming up the field ever so slightly, and it is kicked again towards Wakefield's end. That ball goes high up and lands in the waiting arms of Kim Knott on the sidelines.
But the ball is in the Winchester end, and it seems to be staying there. As number 6 of Winchester tries to turn it around, but in the play, she kicks it back towards Winchester. Not a very smart play, but it's in the Wakefield side now. And that's number 29 of Winchester battling it out with number 7 of Wakefield, which will result in a throw-in for Wakefield.
7 is Kara Dwyer, a senior, one of our captains. As the ball goes toward Guerrier, and she kicks it out over midfield. As there is a scramble for the ball as Winchester tries to take the scenic route around the Wakefield player towards the near corner and over the line. It will be a goal kick. Substitution is made as we hear the ever-present air horn. No, that isn't a fan at a hockey game. It is Cara Siciliano, a Wakefield soccer player. The ball goes towards the Winchester. The ball goes to the Winchester end. Cara. As that ball goes over Lauren Anderson and into the Wakefield end, there's a scramble for it. Leslie Mosier and Danielle McCaba going for it. It's controlled by McCaba. Dwyer kicks it, and it appears to have gone out.
And that was result in a throw-in for Winchester. It's on the Wakefield side. Let's see if Wakefield can repel it. And Wakefield battling it out. It's once again on the Winchester end.
As usual, Wakefield repelling the Winchester attack like so. We'll see what's going in the near corner as the Winchester coach has screamed, "Be patient," to one of his players, as there may be an impatient player on the field, maybe impatient to see anybody score a goal. And let's get back to commentary that's really meaningful as Guerrier stops it. It is a battle. It's coming towards the near side. Heads up. Stopped by item reporter Stephen Grant as he is covering this game for the Wakefield Daily newspaper. And the action has gone back to the Wakefield end. But it is kicked back out by Winchester. There appears to be an attack mounted as Mosier is scrambling for it. That is Leslie Mosier, the offensive player, on the far corner. Winchester doing a nice job of controlling the ball as they try desperately to score on Wakefield. But as usual, the ball is coming down the field. It has not quite crossed midfield as it is back over midfield into the Winchester end and back to Wakefield. As there is a whistle for a free kick as Wakefield will get a chance to show their field goal kicking ability as they try to kick this thing for distance down the field. A beautiful kick stopped by the foot of an unidentified player on the far side as that ball has gone once again into the throes of parents that are surrounding us as the throw-in is made on the far side. The kick going toward the Winchester goal. And now Winchester controls, trying to mount some kind of offensive. But it is thwarted by Carolyn Guerrier as this game is getting too fast for me to even follow. Why don't I turn it back over to Brian Underwood as maybe he can slow the pace down like...
Thank you, Dennis. I was wondering if I'd ever get to speak tonight. But we're getting here now, and Winchester has just taken a free kick. It's in the Wakefield end. Can they keep it there? I don't think so. Oh, but our Wakefield player is down. And number 6 of Winchester just kicked it into the Wakefield end. Dennis is trying to get a glimpse of the game as our view is obstructed from the many people around us.
Anyway, back to the brilliant action coming down on the field. The ball just hanging around the midfield line in the big circle there as the Warriorettes are trying to make something happen here as the ball is just going back and forth like a yo-yo. Nobody able to control it as the ball is on the near end of the Wakefield side. The best call I can get is from the people on the sidelines. The view is obstructed by our Wakefield High School TV 15 camera.
Ball is in the Wakefield end. I really can't see what's going on. Once again, as our view is obstructed, but it seems to become, and the ball was thwarted by Wakefield's goalie, Tara Mosier. Thank you, Dennis. And it has been just thrown in by Winchester, and it's on the Wakefield end again. Maybe Winchester can turn this game around after all, but it's out once again.
That ball was kicked practically onto Main Street, but there's always a substitute ball ready to go. So it goes off the head of the Winchester player and back into the corner for Wakefield. Wakefield getting ready for the throw-in. It is coming down the field. Stopped again by the head of Winchester. I've heard of putting your heads together for success, but this is a little bit too much. As the ball has gone deep into the Winchester end, Wakefield trying to get a handle on it. It's running towards the corner. The kick by Bailey, barely stopped by the Winchester goalie. That could just as easily have been in the goal. Is that ball getting ready to come down? It is stopped and kicked as Winchester tries to mount some kind of offensive. As freshman Jen Shevlin is doing quite a job in there. From an athletic Shevlin family. If you're watching the football game last week, you saw Matt Shevlin score the winning two-pointer for the football team. As that one is stopped by Mosier, she corrals it and kicks it out with a beautiful force. Again, a punch that would get her on the New England Patriots. It's not saying much, but at the same time we're watching Wakefield try to kick it up as, again, they are in the Winchester end. They have done everything except score.
Getting back to Jen Shevlin, Dennis, as you did say, she is a freshman, and there are only 3 freshmen on this team. No less talented than the other upperclassmen, but that's Angela Botticelli. She is the goalie, and that's Andrea Encarnacio. She is number 46, and good old Jen Shevlin, who is number 44.
As we've seen 2 out of our 3 freshmen play in this game and get extended playing time in Botticelli and Encarnacio. Or correction, in Shevlin and Encarnacio. My mistake.
Angela Botticelli should be getting in the next half. We should see her soon. I do believe they do switch the goalies off. And the goalie right now is Marcy McAuliffe.
Again, make that correction. It is Tara Mosier in there. Marcy McCullough is injured.
Excuse me, that is Tara Mosier in there. My view is obstructed, Dennis. Let's keep that in mind.
Yes, that's true, but again, enough defamation of character lawsuits. As we are in the great country of the United States, home of the World Cup next year.
Getting back to Wakefield soccer, the ball does seem to be in the Winchester side, getting dangerously close to the sidelines, where there will be a throw-in for Wakefield.
Throw-in comes in, and it looks like Winchester's number 6 took it a little bit too hard to the face. As now it's prepared to be free kicked by Winchester. As this could be a real bang-up affair if she gets good foot on it. What she does is just goes towards midfield. And there is a battle for it as it goes back across, headed by Shevlin. Encarnacio chasing it for all she's worth. Bailey kicking it toward the Winchester goal. The goalie trying to get involved. As the kick goes over towards the near side. View is obstructed. We'll let you know what happens. Edwards kicks it in the near corner. There's a whistle and a stoppage of play.
There was an offsides, as number 30 of Wakefield tells us from the sidelines, so that will result in a penalty against whichever team was offsides. We really can't see that right now as our view is obstructed. And there's 3 minutes left in the game, in this half. And number 22 of Winchester making a great kick down towards the Wakefield end, but number 8 is on it.
Number 8, Danielle Macaba, chases it into the corner as another one stopped by the parents. There will be a throw-in as the adults really getting involved in today's high school soccer game. The throw-in made by Winchester, deep in the Wakefield end. As the ball starts coming out where it's supposed to be, at least according to Wakefield and Coach Maureen Sarecchia, it's towards the Winchester end. But no sooner do I say that than the ball goes and is saved by Tara Mosher. And she's got the big kick, setting it up for her player. As that player is Danielle Macabo, who kicks it over the midfield line. As now it goes back, playing a little defense, a little offense, mixing it up a bit as Bailey takes it off the gut. And it comes towards the near side, moving down towards the Winchester end, and the ball is rolling deep into the Winchester zone.
There was a little pushy-shovey there by a Wakefield and Winchester player. I'm surprised the ref didn't call it. Maybe he just didn't see it.
Pushy-shovey sounds dirty, Brian. As this is collective insanity, ladies and gentlemen, as the ball just keeps moving and moving. One thing you can say, it never stops getting interesting when you're watching Wakefield High School girls soccer, as this is a team that is going places. Bailey has actually just got up.
And that is halftime.
Not true. That is only a whistle. There will be a free kick. So don't count your hatches before they chicken, Brian. Everybody knows twisted cliches. It's me. But that's off the head of Andrea Encarnacio as
Let's get off the character issue of Wakefield's defensive, and let's get back to the game. There was a throw-in by a Winchester player, and it's on the Wakefield side. And it's still on the Wakefield side, but it's dangerously close to the Winchester half. And number 25 of Winchester putting up a good fight there against two Wakefield offensive players.
Right, but as you see right here, Julie Edwards has fought the ball onto the Winchester side, but that appears to be all she wrote for the first half. It is now halftime. Single name right this whole game.
I got a couple.
A couple. Yeah.
I'm not a knowledgeable upperclassman.
We're on.
And welcome back to the girls varsity soccer game against Winchester here at Walton Field. I'm here with Dennis Doucette, and it seems to be once again on the Winchester side, but it's on the Wakefield side. See if Winchester can get some good playing in. That's number 22 of Winchester, bringing it up the field with her.
For those of you who don't know, they switched sides at halftime. We're not. It seems to be something about the end of the field on your right that just kind of attracts people in soccer balls. Maybe it's warmer over there as it's a cold night in Wakefield. And it goes off the post. They got lucky.
Excellent save by Wakefield's goalie.
Tara Mosher was all over that ball, and that almost made a mountain out of a molehill for Winchester. They've been being dominated, but they almost took the lead. As remember, there is no score. As Winchester is controlling the pace of the game, I don't know what their coach told them at halftime, but they are on the run. Maybe Wakefield forgot that they changed sides at halftime.
But there seems to be a free kick for Wakefield, and it will be moving upfield towards the Winchester side. There is still no score. Some perfect scoring opportunities, but there is no score.
That Winchester scramble was the closest they came, and if they hadn't hit the post, this would be a 1-0 ball game. As there's something about that side of the field on your right that when Wakefield was kicking it that way, it looked good. Winchester is kicking it that way now, and they're looking awful nice.
Both teams have their work cut out for them. They have to be on the offensive and the defensive, in that they have to score to win, obviously, but they can't let any goals in either. So it should be a tough game for our girls here.
To restate the obvious, there's only one way to win a soccer game, and that's score more goals than the other team. As there is a whistle and a whole lot of cheering on the Winchester side, so we're probably looking at a free kick as Wakefield is playing defense and a half, as little Tara Mosier is trying to guard a very large net.
And we're getting ready. Winchester's getting ready, number 6, to take. And there was a little trickery there, but it didn't get into the Wakefield goal, luckily. And Tara Mosier goes off chasing the ball, and we're getting ready to start up the game.
Yes, there have been some really scrambling moments in this game, but I think Winchester really takes the kick. Danielle Macaba prepares to kick the ball, and at any rate, this is a soccer game, not a comedy cabaret, as it appears to be a throw-in for Winchester, as there it goes down into the Wakefield end. Hold on to your hats and go on the edge of your seats and snuggle up with a loved one, because this is going to be one heck of a second half.
And it seems to me as though that ball almost hit the stars over there, but once again blocked by our faithful parents over there rooting for us. And there will be a free throw-in. It seems like it'll be for Winchester. Yep, it's for Winchester.
And again, it goes into, oh dear! Looks like number 21 took it a little bit too hard to the head. Number 21 is, Brian has the roster, and I don't know who number 21 is.
Right here.
Oh, wait. 21 is Carolyn Guerrier. I just can't believe it, as Steve Grant has just told me. Steve Grant, the reporter for the Wakefield Daily Item on this soccer game, as that ball was kicked brilliantly, it just went out of bounds.
Carolyn Guerrier is one of the 4 captains of the Wakefield team, and she's playing a really good game, along with the other team members.
It goes into the Winchester goal. Into the Winchester end, rather. It's a matter of time before it goes into the Winchester goal. As everybody in Wakefield and many people beyond are rooting for it, for the ball to go into the Winchester goal. As now it goes into the Wakefield end. Winchester playing some offense, but just plain being outrun. Wakaba is stutter stepping like she's trying to play football, and then she goes down, as it is stopped by one of the cheering section on the other side. And speaking of cheering,
And there will be a corner kick for Winchester. Let's see if they can get it in.
else while we watch field goal kickers. This is Carolyn Guerrier coming in to kick this 100-yard field goal attempt, as it were. And she just nails the ball up the field, but it is stopped by, a little head battle there. Talk about a battle of the minds and the skull-crushing experiences as Alexis Bailey goes down on the far side. But no sooner can the Winchester player say thank you for the throw-in, but it is thrown in as the ball is very literally up in the air.
But there will be a goal kick for Wakefield. Let's see if they can get it into the Winchester half and perhaps even score.
That ball is kicked to Kara Dwyer. She keeps it inbounds. It is rolling up, stopped by Winchester, and she is defensed by Caitlin Scully. And the ball is thrown in by Dwyer over the head of Scully as she moves it towards the middle of the field. Lauren Anderson stops it and trips over it. But now she's kicked it. It's going into the Winchester end. Things starting to look reminiscent to the first half. Scully coming in, moving it over, and it is kicked by Danielle Macaba deep into the near corner. Down towards the Winchester end. It is thrown in as Winchester will get the throw in to try to make it move the other way.
And it's moving down once again towards Wakefield's side. And it is kicked out by Winchester, so Wakefield will get the throw in. Let's see if they can get it into the Winchester side.
Showing the arm strength of Leslie Mosier as Dwyer goes down, but she's quickly right back up. What's going on the far side? It is coming towards the Winchester end, kicked back towards the Wakefield side. Winchester trying to drive forward. Wakefield equally trying to drive forward. It's a game of offense, defense, back and forth like a yo-yo. Ladies and gentlemen, on the right side of your screen, there is much to be seen. As it goes in a brilliant kick by Wakefield, but off of somebody's parents.
Beautiful kick there by Wakefield's goalie. And they're going to try to get it down towards Winchester's half, but number 16 of Winchester has it.
As it may be a horror show for Winchester if Wakefield can get their offense back together. It is kicked out by Lauren Anderson and stopped by a red-headed number 6 of Winchester. As there's a battle, a Winchester player goes down and Leslie Mosier takes advantage of the opportunity with a kick. But the play seems to be ruled offside.
And there's some confusion out there on the field on who's going to get the free kick, but finally, Winchester seems to get it, and they will be kicking it, and let's see if they can get it closer to the goal. But, oh, and beautiful head there by one of Winchester's players. I'm sure that had to hurt.
It's only a soccer ball, Brian, as there's much kicking and many whistles, as Tara Mosier sets it up for Danielle Mocaba to attempt the field goal, as it were. Off of the foot of Dwyer, there is a fight for the ball. She is moving with an intense kind of look on her face right towards the Wakefield High School TV 15 camera. As I'm being passed on every side here, as they're being run around every which direction as the ball is near the Winchester end. And it is kicked way up in the air. That one was a moonshot. It is on the near side. There is much screaming on the Wakefield side by Jessica Marshall, who has a clipboard in her hands, which means she is in some kind of capacity here.
And there is going to be a free kick for Winchester. And Dennis does take his breath of air there. And let's see if they can perhaps even score this time.
Very well then. Now that I won't pass out from a lack of oxygen, it's back to the game as Wakefield makes a drive. It is kicked by Bailey towards the goal. And it is saved by the Winchester goalie. Moving up the field, that another moonshot kick. As it is off the head of the Winchester player. Wakefield trying to keep it in. Goes to Andrea Encarnacio. Tries to get a good foot on it. Gets a good foot on it. It is going up the far side. Coming in towards the Wakefield end. Going past midfield. It is coming back into Winchester territory. Stops off the chest of Caitlin Scully. She moves it on the near side. Trying to get it up towards the middle of the field. It goes off the leg of Lauren Anderson. Winchester trying to keep it in and off the foot and out of bounds. Wakefield will get a throw in. Wakefield moving the ball extremely well. The throw goes off the head and shoulder. Head and shoulders above the rest is Caitlin Scully. As that ball moves, it is a shot. A high kick off the head of Tara Dwyer. Took that one pretty hard. That accelerated this game. As the ball is going to be thrown in by Winchester. A lull in the action, but only temporary as it goes towards the Wakefield end. As it goes off the knees of Winchester, tries to be stopped by Leslie Mosier, but just gets outrun. Danielle Macaba is chasing it. Tara Mosier will see her first action in many a time, as she was just standing there watching as the ball was going the other way. as there appears to be some substitutions ready as Julie Edwards comes into the game. There goes the air horn, but briefly, I think it's out of breath, and so am I, so let's go to Brian.
Other side of the field, or Winchester has improved within the half. They are playing a much better game, and Wakefield does have the speed, but they're not passing as well as they could be. If they passed a little better, they might be able to score.
Since this ball is flying in every which direction, I don't know really what the strategy is, because I've always believed it's just kick it and hope for the best. But meanwhile, the ball is being moved. It is kicked by Encarnacio off the head of Julie Edwards. And Edwards, again, using her head for something other than cogitative purposes, as the ball is being kicked every which way. Wakefield trying to mount an offense. Lauren Anderson kicks it up. There's the motion, as it is stopped, or maybe not stopped. Yes, it is stopped by the Winchester goalie. As there is the punt coming up the field, going towards the Wakefield zone, as there is a whistle blown.
While ago, you saw the speed of that goalie going out to snatch that ball. I'm surprised she's not playing track instead of playing soccer. But there will be a free kick, which is just taken place by Wakefield, and it's in the Winchester side.
Yeah. Lauren Anderson getting to use her foot twice on one play there, as when she's in her classes here at Wakefield High School, she uses her head, but right now she's using something other than her head, using her feet. As this is again goes into Winchester territory. Winchester throws it in off the foot. Wakefield trying to stop it any way they can. Moving up the field. It is in the Wakefield end just past midfield as the offense attempts to be mounted, and it is stopped by Tara Mosier. She just reaches out and punts that sucker about 20, 25 yards off the chest of a Winchester player. That had to hurt. And it's moving. Bailey trying to play with it. Having a little problem here as Jen Shevlin stands and looks at it. It is off the head of what it appears to be Carolyn Guerrier, as Winchester continues to try to move it down and try to mount some kind of offensive like they did earlier in this half. Still a no-score game as it is stopped by Lauren Anderson, kicked out by Guerrier. Over the head of Jen Shevlin. Winchester moves it out, and it is going to be a goal kick.
And good thing that we won't be here all night, because by the looks of this game, we might be here all night. It's still 0-0. Both teams are playing great. They're great opponents for each other because there still is no score. But it is on the Wakefield end of the field.
A low drive on the goal kick as Winchester tries to mount an offensive. It is stopped by Lauren Anderson. Moving towards the Wakefield end once more. Mosier on the run. It's a battle between her and the Winchester player. It doesn't happen. She moves it out and gets Wakefield on a virtual power play as the Winchester player is trying to get back into her own offensive set. Mosier stops it with her foot and moves it up the field. As now, again, the ball continually moving as Winchester again, and it is stopped by Tara Mosier, who's been seeing quite a bit of action. Throws it like an NFL quarterback. It is picked up by her sister, Leslie Mosier, as they've been playing soccer since they were, I believe, 5 years old. Don't quote me on that. As there's a battle, Julie Edwards playing rough as it goes into the near corner of the Wakefield side and over the line. Steve Grant is laughing at me right now, but it goes into Tara Mosier. She prepares to kick one of her patented moonshots. It's going up the field off the head of Jessica Gaudette. Or no, it is not off the head of Jessica Gaudette. It is off the foot of Jessica Gaudette as she has the ball. I'm getting royally confused here, ladies and gentlemen, as it is in the near end of the Winchester zone. That much I can tell as the attack is being mounted on the right side. Over and almost a goal by Bailey as it is up.
There's a lot of tension here. Both teams want to score unconditionally, but they're just putting a little too much effort as it was kicked right over the goal net. And we're getting ready to start up once again.
Field goal is good. Score 3 for the Warriorettes.
And there's our air horn calling the substitution.
Dwyer is coming in for Julie Edwards. She's going to love me for saying that. Anyway, getting back to the game, I hope, as it comes in. Number 22, Lauren Anderson fighting for the ball for Wakefield as it goes out. Winchester preparing to throw the ball in. Ball's thrown in. Onto the near side as Winchester tries to control the ball. Scully went down for a moment, but she's right back up. It's on her foot. Moving over towards the sideline. Winchester trying to play offense. Wakefield trying to play defense. Me trying to keep my tongue straight as that ball goes almost onto North Avenue, clearing the fence here at Walton Field.
And we're getting ready to start up once again, and the players are taking a little rest now, but there will be a throw-in for Winchester, and number 8 just threw it in, and it was a lovely throw-in. And now we're getting ready to, they're moving down towards the Wakefield goal, but Wakefield's playing a fierce game. They're getting it up towards the Winchester end, and beautiful head by number 2 of Winchester, and number 8 of Wakefield just made a beautiful play. That's Daniel McCaba. She's a captain of the team, and if Dennis doesn't get this mic soon, he's going to kill me, so let's go over to Dennis.
All right, the throw in by Wakefield. It is coming up and over, another scoring chance as it is intercepted by the Winchester goalie. She is going to kick it out towards the Wakefield end. What a punt down towards almost midfield in the air. Off the head and chest of Lauren Anderson as she moves it down towards her own end. As Winchester trying to play any offense that they can muster. As the throw in, as it appears to be out of bounds, as I cannot see where the ball is. Oh yes, it is. It will be thrown in by Winchester, showing the arm strength, throwing it towards the Wakefield zone. Lauren Anderson playing woman-to-woman coverage down at that end, trying to kick it out and make anything happen for the Wakefield Warriorettes. Another throw-in goes in, and it is off the head of the slightly taller Lauren Anderson as she tries to move it out with her foot, and it just goes over her own line. Appears to be setting up a corner kick, rather, for the Winchester Sachemets, I suppose is how to call them. As again, Wakefield, with a win in this game, will qualify for the state tournament. That one is kicked in towards the middle. Mosher came out of the goal. This is anybody's ball, and Tara Mosher falls on it brilliantly. What a save as the action continues.
And Wakefield's getting ready to take a goal kick, and they've taken it, and it's moving still downfield towards the Wakefield goal, and it's out. Not even barely getting past a barricade of parents on the other side of the field. And that's number 8 of Wakefield, Daniel McCaba, kicking it up and out once again.
Yes. As now it appears to be Wakefield moving the ball forward. Ball going to Winchester, nobody on her. As Tara Mosher gets ready to reach up, kicked it out, and it goes over towards, appears to be, well, I don't know who it appears to be from this angle. But it is a good kick over the midfield line as it is intercepted by Winchester and taken in the other direction. As Guerrier tries to play some defense, anything might happen here. Remember, we're still locked in a scoreless tie, but there have been many opportunities on both sides. As Wakefield, that appears to be Leslie Mosher kicking it out. Yes, it is Leslie Mosher and Sister Tara making the save. Kicking it out, and she seemed to hit a foul shot towards this side. I saw the item Steve Grant hiding behind his friend right there as he was afraid of the ball. It's only a soccer ball, Steve. You can take it off the head as these girls do. It is thrown in by Winchester towards the Wakefield end. Wakefield with a great kick out. I believe that was Leslie Mosher. Now while I start foaming at the mouth, it comes towards the Wakefield end. Number 8 trying to make something happen here. As there are 2 balls on the field at the same time, it appears. No, it'll look.
The ref's getting a little goofed up there, but we won't talk about them anymore.
We're goofy enough. It's back over the midfield line, coming towards the Winchester end on the near side. Winchester scramble for the ball. It was on the near side of the field. It is anybody's call with us. Oh, the ball, I believe, is rolled onto North Avenue. I hope they got another one. Oh my God. What a ride. It's scoreless, but what a ride.
And it's going to be a throw-in for a Winchester and a head that almost hit the lights in Walton Field. I wonder how that felt.
That one had to take the kick. As that ball was thrown in, Who knows where it's going? As Lauren Anderson, whose foot can kick it about as high as her head can put it in this game. As life looking pretty good as there is a whistle, a stoppage of play. As we're seeing exactly what is going down on the near side of the field towards what is the Wakefield end. As Winchester tries to mount some offense, and this is getting too confusing. Oh dear! It got past Mosier. It is in the goal. It is 1-0 Winchester.
Despite the exciting game out here, I think I'm going to go into convulsions from the cold, but Winchester is moving back to their side of the field in glorious victory for scoring against Leslie Mosier, Wakefield's goalie.
That is Tara Mosier, Wakefield's goalie. If Leslie Mosier was the only one in the goal, more power to her. Because I think Coach Sarecki would wonder where Tara Mosier was if there was no goalie. But that only remains to be seen as the Warriors will try to tie this sucker up. As this has been really one heck of a game, as that ball is kicked grandly towards the sideline, as two people have just stepped in front of me so I can't see the game. Maybe they can take a hint as they get out of my way. As this ball is moving, as Winchester again tries to move the ball, trying to catch the Warriorettes stunned, but doesn't look like it's going to happen as Wakefield is ready to play some really alert game and play basically using any means at their disposal to stop this, as it is 1-0 Winchester.
I'm wondering if Dennis needs a throat lozenge yet, but he seems to be going into convulsions from the cold, as I am. And it was just a throw-in for Wakefield, but Wakefield just headed it towards her own goal.
Well then, I think I'm feeling much better now. Meanwhile, Wakefield trying something, anything, any means at their
get a word in edgewise.
Any means at their disposal to get back into this game. Leslie Mosier trying to avenge her sister's goaltending mistake, as it just seems to be moving. Is it in? Is it out? Where is it? I have no idea. It is thrown in off the head of the Winchester player, off the head of Caitlin Scully, off the skull of Caitlin Scully, pun intended. That one is stopped by Mosier. As she kicks a moonshot down the far side of the field. As it is stopped, kicked out by Kara Dwyer, kicked out by Caitlin Scully. She moving it up the field towards the Winchester goal. Gaudette trying to fall on it, as the goalie appears to have picked it up and kicked a moonshot in the other direction. Off the head of Lauren Anderson, moving back to Makaba and Guerrier. The Warrior defense women, I suppose. They call them in hockey. I don't know what they call them in soccer. That's anybody's call. Meanwhile, there is a throw-in. Winchester trying basically to score again, because the way soccer goes, there's a lot of 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 games. There's more to life than scoring, as this is a territorial battle.
Getting back to the game, Winchester seems to be moving it again towards the Wakefield end of the goal, but something was called and Wakefield will get a free kick, so maybe they will have a scoring opportunity. And that is, I can't see her number from here, number 16 taking the kick, but Winchester just interjected in the play. She may get a goal, but no, Tara Mosier saves it. Brilliant save by Tara Mosier.
It takes a lot more than a rolling shot to get by Tara Mosier. That's why the Warriorettes are, I believe, 6-2-4. Don't quote me on that, but I know they're one win away. As that ball is kicked deep and towards midfield off of a parent, where it will be thrown the other way by Winchester, using those good strong arms to move the ball. However, it soon becomes a battle of the feet once more. Mokaba chases it down, as she is rolling it, and a Winchester player just tripped over her. As this is a territorial battle, there is a slide tackle, and looks like you can't do that. So This is not football, so Winchester will get the free kick. This should be like hockey. They ought to put them on a power play for a couple of minutes. That might be more fun. But who said it had to be fun?
This is soccer, so battle of the feet is mandatory, and there's going to be a free kick for Wakefield, and we can see the Winchester coach screaming his lungs out at his players. I hope. And he's talking to me about a referee making a bad call. So I'm going to get out of this argument and get back to the game.
Yeah, well, he gets back to the game. I think we'll see that the Winchester coach will be angry as usual, which is his right. But anyway, with life going like this ball is coming towards the near side. If I were anybody on this sideline, I would duck. Dwyer kicking it out, trying to get the Winchester coach back for screaming at the referee, I suppose. As it lands in the Winchester bench area, as the throw will be coming this way. I think my heart is about to stop, ladies and gentlemen. I deserve the Lifeline ambulance. I think I'll sit back and take a rest. I'll turn this over to Brian.
Yes, our Dennis does need some oxygen, and the play is moving down the field towards Wakefield by number 25. Number 25 of Winchester. And number 25 of Winchester is, let's see the roster here, Julie Stevens. And there was another score against our own Tara Mosier. She's putting up a great effort, but unfortunately 2 goals have been scored against her. And the Winchester team is wallowing in victory, but the Wakefield team is wallowing in defeat.
She looked kind of like Billy Buckner in the '86 series. She gets an A for an effort, but a D for the execution. But not that anything is wrong, but maybe she just was trying to kick the ball out before she knew that the ball was even under her feet. I'm going to turn this back over to Brian,
And Wakefield's going to take the initiative here by getting the free kickoff, and they're getting ready to start. Let's see what they can do. And there's been a substitution, number 12 for Winchester, and that's Allison Mooney. And Wakefield starting off again, moving the ball brilliantly down the field, but they are thwarted by number 2 of Winchester, who, by the roster here, is Lauren Corky. And they're moving the ball down towards the Winchester side. Excuse me, Lauren, but your name is kind of funny. And we're going to move it down towards the Wakefield. And there's Jen Shevlin putting up a great effort. She's number 44. And now we're going to have number 18 of Winchester make a free throw in. But Wakefield brilliantly moving it downfield. Let's see if they can turn it around. Number 3 of Wakefield making a nice play there. That is Alexis Bailey. She's one of the captains. And it is now, there's a battle at the edge of the sidelines. I think the parents are moving back a bit. And now it is being kicked down towards the Wakefield's goal. And let's see what happens here. It's going to result in a substitution and a goal kick. Number 8 for Winchester's going in, and number 23 there for Wakefield is going in. And there's been a stop in the play, getting ready to take the goal kick. Jen Shevlin's coming out. I'm sure her heart is beating. And the goal kick is being taken, beautifully done down there. But Winchester gets it again and moving it down towards the field. And it's being moved down, hopefully, to a scoring position by number 14, Lauren Anderson. Hopefully, it's down by the Winchester goal. Can they score? No, thwarted by the Winchester goalie. And thwarted by a Winchester player. They are just playing great out there. But Wakefield just needs to get some scoring in there. They've had some opportunities, but they just can't get it. Let's see. My view is once again thwarted by our TV workers down here, and we hear the air horn, meaning a substitution, stop in the play, when Wakefield had a perfect opportunity. And what is happening down here? There was going to be a corner kick for Wakefield. Let's see if they can get it in the goal or into a scoring position to get into the goal. Beautiful corner kick there, but not good enough, doesn't go into the goal, or even get anywhere to anyone near the goal. And then we have some people yelling at us. Let's go back to Dennis.
Okay, in case you missed me, I've been in a coma the last 10 minutes. I'm dead serious. That happens. I got a little too much caffeine in me. But I hope that none of you have changed the channel because of my assistant. Let me try to regain control of this.
More interested, Dennis.
I don't think so. As Lauren Anderson and Kara Dwyer are trying to stop this Winchester again, trying for a third goal. But a moonshot is kicked by Mokaba. As Wakefield, who had a brilliant scoring opportunity a minute ago, did everything but score. It's 2-0 Winchester. As this is what you would call an amazing game. A very amazing game. I'm going to turn it back over to Brian while I try to see who has some sedatives.
Folks, you might want to turn down your volume. Dennis practically had the mic down his throat, but in any case, it's down on the Winchester side, and there will be a throw-in for number 7 of Wakefield, who is Kara Dwyer. Thank you, Dennis. And I can't see my viewers thwarted, but it is moving down, and one of the Wakefield players has got it. And back over here to Dennis.
Bad. Anyway, getting back to the soccer game at hand, which has gotten out of hand, it is caught brilliantly with a Lynn Swan-like catch by one of the guys on the other side. Thrown in, it is Craig Campbell on the other side, I am told, by Stephen Grant, as the ball is moving towards the Wakefield end. As anybody has got to kick that one out. Dwyer moves it toward her own side as the train goes by on North Ave behind us.
And it is out on Wakefield, so Winchester's number 7 will take the free throw in, and that's Nicole Bonazera, and she will try to get it near somebody who's in a scoring position, but they don't need it. It's already 2-0. Wakefield actually needs the scoring here. So, but they're moving it downfield, but number 7 of Winchester playing it great, and there's number 2 kicking it almost out, but kept in by number 16 of Wakefield.
And there's the kick out by Caitlin the Skull Crusher Scully. As it is, speaking of Skull Crusher, the ball ended up, that had to hurt. Lauren Anderson kicking it off the forearm of number 25.
I thought you said it was only a soccer ball, Dennis.
It is only a soccer ball, but you get hit that hard, that had to hurt. As it is deep in the Winchester end, or so we're left to assume it is deep in the Winchester end. Now there are soccer balls flying everywhere. Remember, if it counted when Wakefield kicked it over the goal, we'd be ahead 3-2. But that's another story entirely. Another story for another time. Speaking of time, we don't know how much time is left in this game. That's a matter of time.
Let's ask one of the brilliant refs who are moderating the game, but it is down in the Winchester side, but I can't see from here, but it looks like a goal kick.
Yeah, I think we should take this game in moderation. Yes, it is a goal kick. As this is becoming moderately interesting. As our little producer here, Dan Thompson, is blocking the view of the Winchester side. Hope he takes the hint. And meanwhile, the ball is moving towards the Wakefield end. And I don't think Carolyn Guerrier knew which way to kick it. But anyway, it goes out. Okay. Well, meanwhile, this ball is moving back towards the Winchester end, as it is a game of heads by the end of this. And sometimes we start to wonder, is soccer really just a game of heads or tails? Another pun, ladies and gentlemen. And
a fabulous one at that, Dennis.
Is this a soccer game or a comedy show? I don't know. I think, you know something?
A mixture of both.
I think I'm gonna pass out again. Why don't I give this to Brian?
And Dennis is going to take a small break over there, and it's out again. And now one of Winchester's players is going to throw it in, and beautiful throw there, NFL quarterback. And now one of the parents has it once again blocked by a great parent, and it has been headed towards the Wakefield goal. Tara Mosier getting ready, and it's in again on Tara Mosier. Tara Mosier is really playing a great game, but unfortunately, 3 goals have passed her. Unfortunately, indeed. And now Winchester's players are moving back to their respective positions. Wakefield's getting a little down-crested down there, and there's 3 minutes left in the game. I don't think Wakefield can do much progress in the 3 minutes left, but we'll see.
You are a pessimist, Brian. You see, these girls could just as easily, shall we say, knock the goalie out, and then with a kick to the head, and then maybe have to use karate to accomplish their ends. But with 3 minutes to go, it is going to be an all-out assault on the Winchester side. Just going to watch this turn into the up-and-down yo-yo affair that it has become, as Tara Mosier is just in the goal, frustrated as she can be.
Thank you, Dennis. And it's now on the Wakefield side of the field, and there's going to be a goal kick. Let's see if they can at least score 1 goal before the game's over. But it doesn't look that way. And there's been something called. There will be a free kick towards the Wakefield goal by number 21 of Winchester, who, by the looks of the roster here, is Nicole Maloof. Now, number 23 of Wakefield's moving it up the field. That's Julie Edwards, and it's now out, and Wakefield will take the free throw. Let's see what they can do. I'm sure there's only about 2 minutes left in the game. Let's see what happens, folks. Number 8, brilliantly moving it up towards the Winchester end of the goal. I really can't see what's going on here, unfortunately. But it's moving back down towards the Wakefield goal. Let's hope and pray that Winchester doesn't get another one by Tara Mosier, because Tara Mosier is really playing a great game out there, and we don't want her spirit to be downfallen. But back to the game. There has been the beautiful kick by Tara Mosier. As I said, she's really playing great. Maybe it's just a bad game tonight. And now they're moving it down towards the Wakefield goal once again. And it's dangerously close to the sidelines. It may go out, but no, it did not. Moved past directly into the center, and Winchester just made a really meteorite-like kick down there. The ball just went way over by the big tree on the Walton field. And we're going to resume playing very soon, and it is still in the Wakefield end of the goal. And let's see what's happening. Winchester, number 4, moving it down the field, but it's past the goal again. That will result in a goal kick. Let's see if Wakefield can at least get 1 goal. That's what I'm hoping for. If not tie, not win, just get 1 goal. Let's see what they can do. Because I know the girls' varsity soccer team is really great. They've had 7 wins. They've only had 2 losses. This could end up being their 3rd. They've only had 2 so far, and they've had about 4 ties. So that's a pretty respectable record for Wakefield girls varsity soccer. Now, Winchester continuing to move it down towards the Wakefield goal. Let's see what happens. And now there's going to be, and that's the game, folks. Winchester has won with a final score of 3-0. Wakefield played a great game, but unfortunately were not victorious. This is Brian Underwood with
the one, the only, the amazing Dennis Doucette, seeing that Winchester is true to their name, being the Winchester. So Chester, looks like Winchester won.